This activity 7v7 could be played 9v9 as well for a 9v9 group with the numbers you've got. But for a 7v7 group, um, this is a really good activity to go big, but still really focus on what the goal of the week is, which is preventing buildup. So again, you can start the majority of the balls with the goalkeeper, but you're gonna want them to play a little bit and make it a little bit more free flowing. So if the ball goes out, you can do some throw-ins. But every once in a while, if it hadn't been back to the goalkeeper for a while, just play back to the goalkeeper. We start from there, so we get some repetition of that. We still want repetition, but we want this activity to be more free flowing. You'll notice that we've got a 3-1-2 for the blue team. We've got a 3-2-1 for the red team. You can alter that. Again, I like to play in a 3-1-2, um, but again, you can do what you wish. If you do a 3-1-2, for me, it makes defending three forwards and winning the ball higher up a little bit easier to obtain. If you've got two forwards, let's say this guy's the other forward, he's a little bit closer to this player. When they're building out of the back, and um, that's his role. Whereas this player's role, this central player's role, is in the middle, um, taking this closest support player to them. Okay, so our goal here is when the ball goes to one side, is to keep it there and not let it go back. And if it must go back, um, sorry, if it must go to the other side, it must go backwards to do so. So they must play to the goalkeeper to do so. We don't want them playing through the middle to go to the other side, certainly, all right? And we want to prevent dangerous balls into the attack. So we have to be able to keep these two players in check. And so we need to keep a close mark on those as the ball moves. So as this ball moves, as this ball is played, as soon as this ball is played, and a lot of times we're going to see at 7v7, our defenders, our outside backs starting back here, giving them more time and space, right? That's actually going to make things easier for everybody behind, but harder in the same note. So the reason why is if this ball is back here, or this outside back's back here, this ball's played out wide, this player has a longer time to get there, right? And maybe they're starting higher, that's fine, but that's a bit more space. Because of that, it also gives us a little bit more time to make sure that we pick up the players we need to prevent this ball being passed. And if our 7v7s are doing a good job on dribbling to commit and then pass, right, we're going to be taking up some time to dribble here and then playing the ball. And by the time that we've committed and gotten close enough to commit, hopefully their passing options have been shut down, right? But it gives us a lot of space where if we get beat, it's going to be troublesome. Um, so that's all kind of there. It might not give us the space knowing the 7v7s play fairly compact. These are the same points that we're trying to bring across, though. We're trying to bring across when should we pressure, who should pressure, and where should we pressure, where should we force them, and cues to do that. So when this ball is played somewhere else, what are the cues to put high pressure? What are the cues that we all need to go? What are the cues to then give them some space and make them play backwards or just prevent passes, um, all of those things. So uh, this would be a good opportunity, a good activity to start using some freeze, not a lot. We still want to like if we've got 10 minutes of this, we want 8 minutes of it to be rolling ball. So we want 80%. A good goal for most coaches is 80% ball moving, right? That's super difficult to obtain, but that's kind of what we want. We want the kids playing the game, but this is an activity because there's so many people involved that freezing could be really useful. Usually freezing isn't that useful, but freezing can be really useful here because if this ball is played and we have a lot of people out of position, or let's say this ball's played and this guy goes, right, and he puts good pressure on her, or she puts good pressure on her, but she doesn't go, and she doesn't go, and she doesn't go, and she doesn't go, or maybe two of the four don't go, putting, um, getting closer to their marks in these spaces, shutting down those spaces. Well, then that's a good time to freeze and really adjust a lot of people. When we're freezing, we want to remember that we want to adjust a lot of people. If we're just adjusting one person, maybe two, that's a better time to use like an individual reference so that we can take them off the field. We can talk to them individually. If everybody else is doing their job, but one player, just talk to them individually. Let the game play. Maybe take them out, sub them on. Let the game play. Um, Again, really good activity for end of the week, 77.99 on preventing buildup. It's just realistic. It's a game it's game like. It's realistic. We can get a lot of repetition depending on how we play the ball out. But all the rules of the game apply. This might also be a really good time to focus on anything like free kicks. So if there's maybe a little bit of a foul, maybe not, whatever, call a couple free kicks in this area so we can practice some of those things. We can practice some corner kicks, right? We can really contribute to the rules of the game. Let's say throw-ins. We can talk about those things. These are the activities to talk about some of those things, along with the 77 game at the end.